Welcome to my channel Maths with Mohanty sir. Children, in the last class we discussed about ogive, less than type ogive, more than type ogive. Okay, that means cumulative frequency curve. How to draw cumulative frequency curve of both types, that is less than type and more than type. It was discussed in detail in the last class. Today, in this class, let us discuss what is the application of ogive, where we can apply ogive or cumulative frequency curve. You see, we can apply ogive or cumulative frequency curve to find the median of a continuous frequency distribution. Children, you know how to find the median of a continuous frequency distribution by formula method. Okay, what is the formula to calculate the median of a continuous frequency distribution? It has already been discussed, and you know how to compute median of a continuous frequency distribution using formula. But even without using formula, we can also find the median of a continuous frequency distribution. Then how? It is only possible by drawing what? Ogive or cumulative frequency curve. Okay. As we already know that there are two types of cumulative frequency curve or ogive. One is less than type and the other is more than type ogive. So from both the ogives, from both the types of ogives, we can compute what? The median of a continuous frequency distribution. How it is? What is the algorithm? What are the steps? Let us try to understand. Suppose you are given a continuous frequency distribution and you constructed the what? Ogive, more than type ogive. Let us consider from more than type ogive or more than type cumulative frequency curve, how can we find median of a continuous frequency distribution? For that, let us consider this. Suppose, look at the figure. I have drawn an ogive of more than type. This is a more than type ogive. From this more than type ogive, how can we compute median? Okay. So since this is the more than type ogive, it has been obtained from a continuous frequency distribution. Okay. So after drawing the more than type ogive or more than type cumulative frequency curve, what is the first step to find median? Okay. The first step is, you see, children, you know what is n? N is your total number of observations, which is equal to sigma fi. Okay. Now the value of sigma fi can easily be obtained by adding all the frequencies given in the what? Continuous frequency distribution. Suppose n equal to 60. Suppose in this particular, you see, suppose in this particular continuous frequency distribution, the total number of observations 60. Suppose 230. Let this be 230. Let us take that the total number of observations in the continuous frequency distribution whose more than type ogive or cumulative frequency curve is this, is 30. Suppose 230. Now, if n is 230, first you find the value of n by 2. See, the first step to find median of the continuous frequency distribution from the ogive or using ogive is what? First you find the value of n by 2. It is 230 divided by 2. It is 150. Okay. Now this 115, you see, after getting the value of n by 2, you locate this value. In the y-axis, which contains only cumulative frequencies. See, this y-axis, it represents or it corresponds to what? It represents the cumulative frequencies. Now this value of n by 2, you have to locate here. Now see, where is 150? See, it is 100, it is 120. That means suppose this point is your 115. Let this point be suppose m. You see, let point m denotes. Suppose 115, which is equal to n by 2. Now, after locating the value of n by 2 on the y-axis, okay, on the y-axis, after locating the value of n by 2, what is the next step? The next step is you draw a line parallel. See, draw a line parallel to the x-axis, which represents lower class limit, because we are discussing about more than type ogive. Okay, in more than type ogive, you know that in x-axis we take the class intervals, lower limits, and in y-axis we take the cumulative frequencies. Then only we draw the what? More than type ogive. Okay, so this line, draw a line parallel to the lower limits or the x-axis, whatever you say. Now what will happen, children? You see, if we draw a line parallel from this point m, whose which represents 115, that is equal to n by 2. Then it will intersect, this parallel line will intersect the ogive. The parallel line will intersect the more than type ogive or more than type cumulative frequency curve at a point. Suppose this point is P. Let us denote it by P. Okay. Now we got the point P. From this point, what is the next step? The next step is from this point you draw a perpendicular. See, draw a perpendicular from the point P to x-axis. Then what will happen? It will intersect the x-axis at some point. Suppose it intersected at this point, say Q. Suppose this perpendicular drawn from the point P intersects the x-axis at the point Q. Then this point Q, it will have how many coordinates? It will have 2 coordinates, because you know in the coordinate plane or the Cartesian plane every point has 2 coordinates. So this point Q will have 2 coordinates. One is x coordinate, the other is y coordinate. Now look at, as the point Q lies on x-axis, you know if a point lies on x-axis, its y coordinate or ordinate is 0, but abscissa is not 0, it is some real number. The abscissa of a point which lies on x-axis is some real number, but its ordinate or y coordinate is 0. So what will be the coordinates? You find out the 2 coordinates of the point Q, now which now lies on x-axis. Its y coordinate will be 0. And what will be the x coordinate? See, it is in between 550 and 600. That means suppose 575. You see, 575. See, 575. That means if the x coordinate of the point Q is 575 and y coordinate 0. So whatever is the x coordinate of the point Q, that will be the median of the continuous frequency distribution. So what I mean to say, children, once again I am summarizing the thing. First you find the value of n by 2. From the value of, by adding all the frequencies you get n, then divide it by 2, you will get n by 2. Then locate the value of n by 2 in this axis, y axis, which corresponds or which represents the cumulative frequency. From here you draw a line parallel to the x-axis. It will intersect the curve, I mean cumulative frequency curve at some point. From that point you draw a perpendicular to the x-axis. Then the point where this perpendicular will intersect the x-axis, find out its x coordinate. So whatever is the x coordinate of the point Q, that will be the median of the given continuous frequency distribution. So therefore you see, here you see in this case median, you see in this case, in this particular more than type ogive or more than type cumulative frequency curve, median is equal to x coordinate, you see, it is equal to the x coordinate of point Q. And if the x coordinate of point Q is 575 suppose, then so the median of the continuous frequency distribution will be 575. See children, we did not apply any algebraic method. We did not apply the formula to find the median of the continuous frequency distribution. But still we could find the median of the continuous frequency distribution. Then how it is possible? It is possible only by means of ogive, by drawing ogive. So if you draw the ogive of a given continuous frequency distribution, whether it is more than or less than, in case of less than type also, the process is same. The same algorithm, the same process follows in case of less than type ogive or less than type cumulative frequency curve. That means in less than type, the same. You see, more than type you understood. Okay, let me discuss one less than type. See, in less than type what happens? Suppose you see, suppose this is the, just look at, suppose this is the, you see, suppose this is the less than type curve, you see. Suppose this is the less than type curve or cumulative frequency curve or less than type ogive of a particular given continuous frequency distribution. Then how to get the median? Suppose the same thing. Suppose n is 230 and n by 2 is 115. Okay. In this case, what will happen you see? In this case, what you will do? The same procedure you will follow. First you locate this point 115 along which axis? Y-axis. Where is 115? Look at, this is 115, you see, this is 115. Now, from this point you draw a line parallel. See, I am drawing once again. The curve. Suppose, you see, this is 115. See, this is the, suppose this is the cumulative frequency curve, less than type ogive or less than type cumulative frequency curve of a particular or given continuous frequency distribution. So after drawing after drawing the less than type ogive, what you will do? I said you find the value of n, then find n by 2. So whatever is the value of n by 2, suppose it is 115, then you locate 115 along this axis, y axis. Suppose this point is 115. Now from this point you draw a line parallel. Look at, you draw a line parallel. Okay, you draw a line parallel to the x-axis. Now I have drawn a line parallel. Now it intersects the what? See, it intersects. Look at, it intersects the ogive or less than type ogive or less than type cumulative frequency curve at a point. From this point now you draw a perpendicular. See, look at, this is the less than type ogive. Suppose this is the less than type ogive of a given continuous frequency distribution. First you find n. In order to determine or get the median, first you see what is n. N means total number of observations. That can be obtained by adding all the frequencies, because n equal to sigma fi. Okay, sum of frequencies. Suppose it is 230. Then you find the value of n by 2. N by 2 is 115. Now you locate this 115 on this y-axis, which represents what? The cumulative frequencies. Now see, this 100, 120, so definitely this will be 115. Now after locating the value of n by 2 on the y-axis, what you will do? From this axis you draw from this point, you draw a line parallel to the x-axis. So what will happen if you draw a line parallel to the x-axis? Definitely it will intersect the ogive, less than type ogive at some point. Suppose it intersects at this point, P. Then from this point you draw a perpendicular to the x-axis. Then what will happen? It will again intersect the x-axis at some point, Q. Okay. Suppose it will intersect the x-axis at Q. Now this point will have two coordinates, x coordinate and y coordinate. Find out the x coordinate of Q. So x coordinate will be definitely 575 and y coordinate will be 0, because it lies, the point Q lies on x-axis. So its y coordinate or ordinate must be 0, and x coordinate is some real number. So that you can find out from these two values. Okay, suppose it is 575. So in this case also the median is 575. See, so what did you notice? We noticed that whether the curve is less than type, I mean whether the ogive is less than type or more than type, the process of calculating median from the ogive remains the same. Okay, we will use the same procedure, the same algorithm, the same logic. Okay, first we will find n by 2, we will locate n by 2 on the y-axis. From that point we will draw a line parallel to the x-axis or the class limits. Then where it will intersect the less than type ogive or more than type ogive, from that point we will draw a perpendicular to x-axis. Now the perpendicular will intersect the x-axis at one point. So whatever is the x coordinate of the point where the perpendicular intersects the x-axis, that x coordinate of that point will be equal to the median of the given continuous frequency distribution. Now one point, you can ask me one thing, sir. Suppose in a particular question it is given, is it possible that we can find the median of a continuous frequency distribution by drawing both less than and more than type? Now the question is, if you draw less than type ogive, how to calculate the median? I told you. If you draw the more than type ogive or more than type cumulative frequency curve, how to get the median? The process is same. I told you just now. But suppose you will ask me, sir, if we draw both the ogives, I mean less than ogive and more than ogive, will we be able to find or calculate the median from both the ogives? The answer is yes. That means if both the ogives are drawn at a time, okay, of the same given, I mean of a given continuous frequency distribution, if you draw the less than type ogive and more than type ogive, then also you can find from both the ogives, you can easily find the median of the continuous frequency distribution. Then now see, how to find? What is the step? It is very simple. If you draw, see, if you draw both the ogives, look at, suppose you are given a continuous frequency distribution and you constructed both the ogives. Suppose this is my less than ogive, you see. Suppose this is my less than ogive, you see. Suppose this is my less than ogive and this is my more than ogive, you see. Suppose, look at, suppose this is the less than this one, less than ogive or less than cumulative frequency curve. This one is more than, you see. This one is more than type ogive, you see. Now we have drawn both the ogives, I mean less than type and more than type. Then how to get the median? See, to get the median, look at the point of intersection. See, look at the point of intersection of the two ogives or the two cumulative frequency curve. Okay. From this point of intersection, what you will do? Simply draw a perpendicular. See, it is so simple. Okay. There is no need to find n, there is no need to find n by 2, there is no need to locate the value of n by 2 on the y-axis. After drawing both the ogives, they will definitely intersect at a point. Suppose this is the point of intersection of both the ogives or both the cumulative frequency curve. Now, from this point of intersection of both the ogives, just draw a perpendicular to x-axis. Now it will intersect x-axis at some point. Suppose the point is Q. Now find out the x-coordinate. Find the x-coordinate of the point Q. If the x-coordinate of the point Q is suppose 575, then median of the given continuous frequency distribution will be 575. Children, I hope you understood how to find median of a continuous frequency distribution from the ogive. Both the ogives individually, from the less than type ogive and more than type ogive. Okay. So this is all about the application of your ogive or cumulative frequency curve. Now one more thing I would like to say. Children, whatever measures of central tendencies we read, mean, median and mode, do you know what is the empirical relation between mean, median and mode? I mean the three measures of central tendency. Let me tell you what is the empirical relation. You see, empirical relation between what is the empirical relation between your mean, median and mode. Okay, what is the empirical relation between mean, median and mode of a given continuous frequency distribution or discrete frequency distribution? Whether the frequency distribution is discrete or continuous, it does not matter. There is an empirical relation. What is meant by empirical relation? That means if two measures of central tendencies are given, the third one can be calculated. The third measure of central tendency can be calculated if two of them are given. That means if you are given mean and median, you can calculate mode. If you are given mode and median, you can calculate mean. If you are given mean and mode, then you can calculate median of the discrete as well as the continuous frequency distribution, provided we remember the empirical relation. So what is the empirical relation? It has been, there is no need to prove it. We have to just remember the empirical relation and we have to apply it in problem. Okay. So you see, the empirical relation between all the three measures of central tendency, that is mean, median and mode, are what? Now mode equal to 3 into median minus 2 into mean. You see, that means 3 median minus 2 mean will always give you the mode of a given frequency distribution, whether it is discrete or continuous. Okay, so this is the empirical relation. That means you see, if you are given median and mean, you can easily compute if you are given the median and mean of a continuous frequency distribution or discrete frequency distribution, you can instantly compute or calculate the value of mode, provided you remember this formula. And from this, you can also, by following algebraic method, okay, by following algebraic method, you can find median also when mode and mean are given. When mode and, you see, how to get the median? Median, you see. So 3 median will be equal to, you see, mode plus 2 mean. You see, mode plus 2 mean divided by 3. This will be the formula for median. That means when mode and mean are given, you will use this formula to calculate the median. When median and mean are given, you will use this formula, 3 median minus 2 mean, to calculate the mode. In a similar manner, you can find the mean also. How to get the mean? You bring this one, you see 2 mean, if it comes to the left side, it will be positive. Okay. Then 3 median, you see, 3 median minus mode. 3 median minus mode will be equal to 2 mean, so mean will be equal to, this is the formula you see, 3 into median, look at, 3 into median minus mode. 3 into median minus mode will be equal, divided by 2 will be equal to the mean, you see. If we remember one relation, the other two can be derived. These two relations can be derived from this relation, provided we remember the first relation. That is mode of a distribution, whether discrete or continuous. Okay, mode of a frequency distribution, whether discrete or continuous, It is equal to thrice the median minus twice the mean. Okay. So children, this is the empirical relation. Okay. What is its importance? What is its significance? Because if we remember this one, then if any two measures of central tendencies are given, the third one can easily be calculated, provided we remember this empirical relation. Children, with this we came to the end of statistics. I discussed everything, all the three measures of central tendency, mean, median and mode, how to calculate that of your continuous frequency distribution and discrete, different methods I discussed. Then I discussed the graphical representation, what is cumulative frequency curve or ogive, less than ogive, more than ogive, what is the application of ogive. I tried my level best to explain all the things. The detailed concept of statistics as given in your NCERT syllabus. I hope you must have understood. If at all it is true, please hit the like button and subscribe my channel. Okay. So we shall discuss another new chapter, that is probability, in the next class. Thank you.